In today's video, I'm going to be interviewing one of the SellerPro Academy's 100k club members. This is one of the students that have sold over £100,000 worth of products on Amazon. So if you're interested in this sort of content, make sure you are subscribed with your notifications turned on. Let's get into the video straight away. Wicked. So everybody, we are joined here by Chris. He's one of our new 100k club members in the SellerPro Academy. Previously, obviously a 10k club member as well. A gracious member of both clubs now. So welcome, welcome to the channel.
Thank you.
So today, really, we're going to be talking about your experience, kind of starting up selling on Amazon, and what's happened, since doing that. And I guess future plans. So I guess if anyone has any questions for Chris, then please feel free to ping them down in the comments. There's always tons of things that I forget to ask or people want to know. So do leave them in the comments and we'll try and get back to you as soon as possible. But yeah, let's start out from the very beginning, if possible, a trip down memory lane, if we can. How long are we going back now? So let's have a think back. So previously you were not selling on Amazon, right?
Yeah, that's right.
What first of all brought you to the decision to actually launch a business or launch this business?
So I guess a mate of mine had a friend of his who had been sort of quite successful in the US, and we started talking about it, and this was back in 2018, and then I sort of did a bit of online research and fell across the Jungle Scout YouTube channel, and disappeared down a rabbit hole for a couple of months, really, just listening to all of that kind of stuff. And I've always fancied, I guess, building a business, and that's always something that I wanted to do. And I guess the Jungle Scout video sort of made it sound, relatively easy. It was a little bit step by step. So I sort of decided to dive in and give it a go. And that was really the catalyst to sort of launching. I say launching in inverted commas, but launching my first product, because it wasn't particularly successful.
Okay, let's talk about that. So, what's the reason why you're saying it wasn't particularly successful? Is there something you kind of didn't do or didn't realize, or what was it?
I think so don't get me wrong. I learned a whole load from trying and giving it a go. But I think the challenge is that Jungle Scout is very US focused, and I think that I probably didn't do as much product research as I should have done. Didn't investigate the niche that I ended up entering into as well as I should have done. And as a result, the sales that started to come in from the product probably weren't what I expected, and it felt. I mean, that's when I started, sort of contacting you before I joined the course, and that was, it was just hard graft, and I thought, what, it's, I either make a decision to do something different, or, I just let it wind down, and it was, I just put it down to experience.
Okay, so what did you end up deciding with that? So you were kind of looking at all the videos, doing it yourself, realizing, okay, maybe it's not working out quite as I'd liked it to or wanted it to. What do you then learn? Well, when do you actually enroll in the academy? When was that in this timeline?
April 2019.
Right.
So it was one of your. I think it was Bank Holiday Monday. You had a sort of a big sort of introductory video thing.
Yeah.
And it was that one that I joined on.
Nice. Okay, cool. And was there any kind of realizations you had about the first product where you're like, okay, maybe I can redo it or readjust things to kind of fix it? Or did you kind of think, what, I'm going to, like you said, let it taper out and start new products?
I think I realized that if I was going to enter into the UK market, then I needed to follow a course that was focused, that was using language that I understood, that was operating in a market that I was operating, and I was a little bit concerned that I was a lot of the numbers that were being quoted in some of the US courses, they didn't make sense to me. Your course, it felt, you're a bloke talking about stuff that, about markets that I understand, using terminology that I understood. And I just thought, you know what, it's quite, it wasn't cheap. It's an investment, but by that stage, I'd already invested quite a lot of money. So I thought, well, if I'm going to give it a go, let's do it properly. Let's invest the money. And of course, I had a chat with the wife, and she said, well, we spent 6 months getting this far. You're frustrated. You're spending all hours God sends trying to work stuff out off YouTube videos. Get a course, and that's what we did.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I think, everyone always says, oh, you can learn everything on YouTube. And I mean, pretty much everything ever existed, you can learn on YouTube. It's just knowing what you don't know is really the issue, is that unconscious ignorance where you don't know what you don't know. Like, just like if I wanted to become, I don't know, a gardener, right? Then I could learn the basics, but I still wouldn't be able to be like a professional gardener, right? It would take me so much longer. Don't know why I chose gardening as an example for that. Maybe I have a secret wanting to just play in the dirt. I don't know. So let's kind of fast forward over the last year then. Maybe, year and a half, 2 years nearly.
Yeah.
Wow, nearly 2 years. Wow. What's happened since? How's it gone? Obviously, you're getting your award. I actually ordered it this morning, so you're going to get one.
Fantastic.
Just like that. I'm not sure people can actually see that in the light, but there we go. They look lovely. So yeah, what changed? What happened? What did you learn that actually made the difference?
So I think the critical things were the photography. So the photography was absolutely key. So I think around that time, you were producing quite a lot of content around just how important compelling images and photography was, and my previous images were functional but not compelling. I did a lot more research on the niche. So actually, the two products that I initially launched, it was evident that it was a super competitive niche, really, really hard graft, and I made the decision that I was going to wind those down because I couldn't see as good an opportunity, and I thought, let's not get emotionally attached to these products. If it's not working, move on. Stop putting good money after bad. And I launched a new product just after I joined the course, and then I just effectively followed the instructions on the course, step by step, watching it, making the changes, watching it again, making sure it was right. Use the hydrofuel product as a baseline for a lot of what I did, and we launched that product in, I think it was June or July of that year. So we didn't rush in. We spent a little bit of time, making sure that it was right and it felt right. We got the early reviews, and then we launched, and it was a slow start, and I think in the first month, and then in the second month it just went nuts.
Do you know why it went nuts? Could you see like a particular thing that you did? Was it the images, or were you a bit better at PPC, or is it just that the offer was just that much better than what you'd previously done with the other products?
I think it was a whole host of things, because I was still nervous around the whole PPC thing. There was, there's absolutely a feeling that there's a little bit of a dark art, and even now. Jason's obviously the guru of this stuff, and you can learn so much from some of the hacks that he puts on Facebook. But yeah, I think the whole offering was just a much more compelling offer, and it just landed. It just seemed to land in the sweet spot. I think I told you at the time, by following the keyword instructions and literally following the instructions to the letter, we ended up on a page one with minimal reviews, a page one position after a couple of weeks, which I'd never got anywhere near on my previous. Nuts. Absolute. When you consider how big Amazon is, it's incredible. And even now, we still pinch ourselves.
Yeah. Do you have like friends and family that kind of know that you have this Amazon business, or like what
Yeah.
do other people think?
So so I've got some friends that are looking to enter the
Mhm.
market. So and we've got a sort of our own little group, and we talk about this sort of stuff, and that's really useful to keep yourself
Mm.
motivated. Um, yeah, the friends and family know, and they're quite interested in it. I think they probably learn quite a lot of stuff from my experience of being in it. I think people think that you know, Amazon produces all of this stuff and sells all of this
Mm.
stuff, and actually, there isn't the understanding that it's a market like any other, with lots of
Mm.
traders in that market. So yeah, no, really, but really supportive, which helps,
Good.
because not every day is a good day.
Yeah,
You
no,
need
absolutely. Yeah.
to keep moving forward.
It can be really hard, and then I I always say just don't download the app, right? because because there'll be times, and I can guarantee that you've done this, that you'll be going to bed and you'll be looking at the sales. The first thing you then do when you wake up is open up the app, and you'll be like, oh, there's not enough sales. Yesterday was better, and like your day gets affected by it. And I really struggled with that, with those, like seeing those numbers. But
Especially when
it's
you're changing
addictive.
stuff.
Yeah, oh, exactly. If you change a picture and you need to monitor it, and you think, oh my god, it's 30% down from yesterday. I've made a massive mistake, but then the next day could be 30% higher or 100% higher. Who knows? But I think that's part of having a business. I guess is just not getting too emotionally attached to those numbers and things like that. But you have to be attached to a certain level, though, right?
Yeah, yeah. No,
Exactly.
you've got to stay close to it. But I think that's the benefit of the Facebook group,
Hmm.
because you can, in a relatively safe environment with other people in there that far more successful than me and have been doing it far longer than me. You know, you know, that's trust the process. Trust the
Mm.
process. Sales will drop. Your ranking may drop, but over time, if there are reasons, they will become evident. And sometimes it's just Amazon is changing something, and then suddenly you disappear, and then the next day you'll be back.
Yeah, exactly. There's so many times, people reach out and go, "Oh my god, something's happened." I'm like, just
That's right.
just wait. Just the best thing to do is do nothing, actually, and just see if
Yeah.
there's anything that you've done first of all. And actually, sometimes you realize, oh, actually, I deleted something or I changed something. But most of the time, like you said, a lot of things just resolve themselves, or
Yeah.
it's a competitor doing something for like a giveaway or something like that, where it does affect you. But it's really important to not have that, oh crap, like what's going to happen, oh everything's going wrong, make loads of changes, and then actually that will make a bad change, or a negative, or could make a negative
Yeah.
effect. So what would you like, you've been through quite a long, not a long process, quite a thorough process of doing it yourself, really trying to get stuck in the deep end, jumping in with both feet. You jumped on the course, you've launched four products, something like that, is that right?
Yeah.
Four,
Yeah.
five,
Four
six?
SKUs.
Quite a
Yeah.
lot. Like, what advice would you give to someone watching this, that quite a lot of the people watch this, either they're thinking about just starting, or actually maybe another an academy member? What kind of advice would you give, over given all of the experience that you've gone through?
So I think the first thing is, I would say, is obviously do your research, but don't overanalyze it, because
Mm.
there's a real danger that if you're looking for the that one product, the perfect product. I'm not sure there is such a thing, and there's a real danger that you can procrastinate for a long, long time, and the longer you procrastinate, the harder it is to jump in. So my real advice would be, if you've got an amount of money that you're willing to invest, um, then just start.
Mm.
Start the process. It's much easier to learn when you are going through the process than having a couple of grand or whatever it is and saying, right, I'm going to do the course, and then I'm going to do it again, and you watch these YouTube videos, and then you never start.
Yeah,
you know
it's so easy. It's so easy to procrastinate. Like, it's the easiest thing is to not do something. It's really
yeah
hard to actually take action. And I find that there's really one most influential point, which is the hardest hurdle to overcome, and that's buying stock. Putting your 30% deposit down. The first time you did that, did you put it off? Did you procrastinate, Or did you just rip the plaster off?
I think when I did it on my first product, because again, um, because you can't bounce any ideas off anyone. When we did it the first time, I'd never really spent. Number one, you think that Alibaba, you've never spent any money there. I mean, I knew it was around, but I'd never, and I certainly hadn't put down the amount of money that I'd put down. So yeah, it was really nerve wracking. However, having done it, even though those products weren't particularly successful, now the amount of money that we're investing, and we're just about to make another big order, it's so much easier.
Yeah, it's more like just numbers. So you're like, well, this is just some numbers, because I know that in weeks, months, I'm going to get that back, with a return on investment. So you can. I think the big difference I found, and I think what most people find, especially if you're like new to business, or I guess new to having a business, particularly in e-commerce, is that at the first time you see it more as a cost. Like I'm spending money, right? That's Whereas after that point, you're like, I'm investing. How much can I spend, right? How many more units can I buy to get the best price? And I think that's a really important mindset change that you go through, after that first order, right?
That's right, because there was lots of content out there which sort of almost infers that this is a get rich quick scheme, and it's not. If you treat it as a business where the investment that you make, and the profit that you make, and you continue to reinvest that back into the business, that's where the growth comes. It would have been really easy when we started out to taking the money out of the business, but actually virtually every penny that we've earned from the business, we have reinvested, and I guess that's where we started to pay dividends on that now, because we're really now beginning to see the growth scale, both right? Absolutely. It gives us more confidence to increase the number of SKUs, different bundles, look at different variations, and we've now got choice. Whereas at the beginning, we always felt as though we were slightly behind. So you start to run out of stock. That there's a lead time to buying it and shipping it in, and you don't necessarily have the funds to be able to buy that additional stock in. So you're sort of subbing it a little bit. And that's where the nervousness comes, because that's your own money. Whereas now everything's coming from within the business, and that business is now starting to organically grow. So
amazing. No, congratulations.
It's a great journey.
Growth. Amazing. So let's look at future plans, right? Do you have like a number of product goal? Do you have a revenue goal? So what is the goal for this year, next year?
So
where do you want to be?
Doubling. So we want to continue the trajectory. So we've been quite fortunate that since joining the course, we've doubled our revenue year on year. So I think the first part of the first year, we obviously didn't get anything, but then the second part of that year we did really well, and then last year we doubled again, and this year, based on the trajectory that we've got for January and February, we're on target to double last year's revenue.
Amazing. So that's the goal. Do you? Is it a case you're building this for yourself? You're building it, like to sell, or is there a long-term goal for it? You haven't really thought about it yet.
We've discussed sort of various options, but I think our motivation is to build a business around the brand. We've got a brand. We really like it. We understand our niche. We know who the competitors are, and we want to build a business around that brand. So I think if we can achieve that, and plenty of others out there have done it, then we'll be really happy with that.
Amazing. That's wicked. Well, congratulations. It's wicked to see the growth, because I guess we've known each other quite a while now. But it's so cool to get these awards ordered, because I think it's, for me, like it's a landmark. It's something where, I mean, when you're a business owner, you don't get a pat on the back from, anyone. It's you go to bed, get up in the morning, and you have your own thoughts, and those are the worries. So I think it's quite nice when we have that. Okay, actually you've done really well. You've built a business. You've built it from nothing. So that's really rewarding for me, but it's incredible to see that growth and that journey that you've gone on as well.
Yeah, and I think that get together that for the 10K award that we had in London, I think that was probably the last. I mean, I was there, and there were other people there getting 100K, and I was thinking, God, how do you get there? Because it just felt so far. Because I only just joined, and it just felt so far away. So I'm really really chuffed that we've managed to get there, and onwards and upwards.
We need like I think it's a 1 million award. I think we need.
Yeah.
I keep getting bugged to make them, and I'm like, well, I mean, maybe I should get the award. No, joking.
Yeah.
I think we should do one, but I definitely want to do more meetups. And I mean, obviously we haven't been able to do them, but this is going to be sent out in the post to you as soon as it's been created. So yeah, hopefully we'll get a selfie from you at that point.
Brilliant.
Nice. Right. Thank you for joining, Chris. As I said, everyone, if you do have any questions, please just do ping them down in the comments. Again, I've probably glossed over loads of things, but I forget, so you're gonna have to deal with it. Do you have any kind of last final recommendations for anyone watching, like tidbits of advice?
I don't know. I think it just comes back to the point that I made. Just give it a go. It's a great journey. There's some really good people involved in it. Trust the course, follow the process, and you'll learn loads. It's been just a really positive experience for us. So super pleased.
Amazing. And on that note, it's a nice segue. The SellerPro Academy is actually only application only at the moment. So if you do want to apply to join, you have to do that. There's going to be a link down in the description. And then we'll jump on a call and see if it's the right fit. So thank you again, Chris. Really appreciate it. And yeah, we'll see you all very soon.
No worries. Thanks, Jonny.